Alright, hello and welcome to the video, guys. We're going to be in the Hawk 30 on Outpost again. I just recorded a video on Outpost this morning before going to work, and now I'm home from work and I'm recording another Outpost video. But both of these games were actually in the same day, and they were in two different tanks. We were in the LHM TV for the first one, and this one we're going to be in the Hawk 30. And again, I am running this thing with CVS in the scouting slot, optics, and then Bounty low noise exhaust. Bounty low noise exhaust along with my crew gets us over 41% concealment with this vehicle, which is pretty good. And we're going to make the opposite play of pretty much what we did in the LHM TV, right? The LT432 wanted to go out to this area. I let him go out to this area. That's fine. In fact, someone asked me in the comments on one of my videos, do you ever let other light tanks take the bushes and you kind of play differently? And I said, yes, I do. I will let other people kind of do the spotting if I feel that they kind of know what they're doing and they're going to that bush. Like, why am I going to go to the same bush, right? So instead, I will play like a tank destroyer and just use my gun. The Hawk 30 has a very, very powerful gun, and the HE shells do a lot of damage as well. So if you do spot like a Waffle Panzer or a Su-130 or anything like that, you can just fling an HE shell at it, and I can sit here and do damage, right? The ISU and the CS-53 are in the back. I can take this spot here and I can do some spotting myself, right? We spot the Ferdinand as he comes up here, and I'm just going to take these shots, man. It's like, why not? I have the side angle too of him, and then the rev pokes, and like, okay, let me see if I can get a shot into the rev. Like, this is what you do, man, if a light tank is going to spot, right? If the LT-432 is going to do the spotting, like, that's fine, man. Then I will do damage, right? Because what a lot of people think would happen is the other light tank would also want to spot and go into like a bush like over here, or try and get aggressive and go like here, like I showed you guys by this house. But it's like, if this guy can spot pretty much everything I'm going to spot anyway, what's the point, right? Like, I'd rather just do damage, even if it means that I'm not getting the combined score, right? Like, I'm not getting some of the spotting. Like, I don't see the point in me making a play to have worse shots, right? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather put myself in an area where we can kind of defend this line, and we're still getting spotting on people that are poking up from over here as well, yet I have a better angle to shoot people, right? So I'm just going to do that instead. And this is how you have to work together on a team with multiple light tanks. You know, you really want to have just one person kind of doing damage, maybe holding a line, spotting in it from a much different angle, right? Like, don't go to the same area. If I went right here, this would be dumb. Even if I went right here, I feel like this wouldn't be good either. Like, there's just no point, man. So take another position and do the best you can, right? But now we're in a situation where the LT has been here for a while, and I would actually like to start lighting other things over here, right? So now we're going to light the M3Y, and I'm kind of the one that's now advancing because I have the advantage to advance, right? I'm in this location, no one has pushed it yet, and the LT-432, in order to come, you know, push this, he'd have to come all the way to where I am anyway, right? So again, this is how you work together in playing lights, right? Don't fall off and whack your track, by the way, because I'm a terrible driver. But this is how you work together, right? This guy's going to continue holding this angle. I'm going to continue poking up here now and spotting other people. I'm going to take a shot at the AMBT, pull down off of this hill so I don't get whacked by the Ferdinand or T28. And the reason I'm bringing you this video on Outpost, even though I just did a video with LHM TV, is because we did two completely different plays, right? We're playing on this eastern portion of this east side of the map, or southeast side of the map, rather than on the western portion of this side of the map, over by like this ridgeline over here in the middle, because this position will also be very vital, guys. You can knock down this tree. It's more difficult to do it from this side because you have to try and get in here. If you have a very passive scouting vehicle, like even 90, you can knock down some of these trees and sit here, but it's actually easier to do it from this side because you can knock this tree. And even though people are going to know that you're going to poke up here likely because you knock the tree while they're like looking at you, and you know what I'm saying, right? They're probably going to blind fire this tree because they see you knock it over and they know you're going to poke it, and sixth sense goes off. They know you're going to be there, but you're still not visible, right? You can poke up without getting lit, and I can just sit here if they're not going to blind fire me, and I have the first shot opportunity every time, so I'm going to take it. We're at 3K spotting, 12, 13 damage, guys, and I hope everything I've said up to this point has made sense to you, right? Like, just don't sit. This doesn't mean that both light tanks can't spot, right? Like, you can share spotting damage if you want. I just feel like I'd rather take the position that is the most out of the way compared to what the other guy is doing, right, or other two guys are doing, to get a different angle, to get a different spotting angle, to get a different angle for shots. And this way you're working together as much as you possibly can, right? You want to try and spread out as much as you possibly can when you have two or even more than two light tanks, so that your view range is spread out, right? Because the light tanks usually run CVS, and the light tanks usually have the most view range, so you want to spread it out as much as possible. So do that, but I'm not saying that you can't share spotting damage, right? I'm not saying you can never do this, right? At this point, I'm going to start getting aggressive. I want to win this side of the map. I noticed that we've won the whole western portion of this map as well. Even 90 is hitting me here. I'm going to fling an HE shell at this guy, and luckily he doesn't hit me with that last shot, and the even 90 gets cleaned up as well. And now we're in a situation, man, where this game, like, we're going to win this game, right? LT432 is going to run in here. I fling an HE shell at him, I think, and it hits like the track or whatever. But this is now on him, right? Like, if he's going to run in and take this shot, now he's going to put himself in harm's way, right? So even though, yeah, it might be a good idea to clean me up, well, now you're running out here, and now you're going to be in harm's way as well. So every move you make, right, like, in order for this guy to kill me, he had to swing around here. Now he's going to be in trouble. So every move you make, you want to just make sure that you're putting the enemy team at a disadvantage, and this guy gets cleaned up, right? And that's pretty much the game, guys. That's all I really wanted to show you in this one. We're going to advance. You'll see kind of what happens here. I go to somebody else, the M5Y, and these guys are just going to advance. And that's the game, guys. That's all. So, visible, we had 3947 spotting, 1713 damage, and I hope this helps you out. Again, very different than what I did with the LHM TV, right? Here's two different ways to progressively scout the map outpost from the west spawn, right? So I hope that helps you out on this map. I hope it gives you some pointers, right? This guy's name was middle and then I finger or one finger or whatever. Maybe that's supposed to be the middle finger, right? With like the underscore and then the line and then the underscore. I guess that's what it's supposed to be, right? But this guy made the play to clean me up. Probably the best play he could have done at that time, but again, putting himself in harm's way to now run out, right? And other people are going to advance into him. And you just always want to make sure that each play you're doing is going to put the enemy team at a disadvantage, like I said. And like at that point, it doesn't matter, man. We won the whole map. We're going to win the game. But I figured I would show you guys two games on Outpost that were played very differently. And I always tell you guys, every game is played differently. There's going to be different players, on each team. Every game you get, they're going to make different plays. There's going to be different types of tanks. It's going to be different types of tiers. And then even on the same map, you might be in a different tank. And as a light tank, you need to know multiple plays to make, because one play might work one game and then you do it the next game and it doesn't work at all on the same map, right? So you just have to figure out, like, people are always asking me what to do in certain situations, right? That's a common question that I will get asked, like, what do you do in this situation? What do you do in that situation? And really the answer is always different, guys. That's the problem with playing light tanks, and that's where the analytical mind comes into play, right? Where you have to really be analyzing the map and analyzing the team, analyzing your team, their team, HPs, what map you're on, what tank you're in, all that stuff, man. So where they are located, where your teammates are located. So I just like to emphasize this stuff, guys, at the end of my videos, because it's really all about just using all the game knowledge to your advantage. You're not always going to make the same play, right? Let's get into the end plates. 40-40 and 1713. So this was what, 5,700 combined and some change. 5753, I want to say. Is that right? Man, like, I was never great at math, guys, but I don't think I'm terrible either. 1,029 experience, guys. We ended up being third by experience. Actually, the ISU and the Chrysler played really good games. I'm surprised that 2,500 damage and 1 kill on the Chrysler was 1,050 experience. Maybe this guy had spotting somehow, something like that, or a lot of track assist or something. I don't know, man. But the ISU played a really good game. And that's about it. Their Lorraine played well. We made 175k because we're running premium and also the boosters. We had a credit booster on. We didn't have the clan booster on, so it was just free experience. But can you imagine if we had that on? Probably would have made like 200k out of this. So that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hope it helps you out on Outpost. Hope you learned a thing or two. Catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.